So hi guys, welcome to my channel. It's Priscilla again, and this is an informative channel. Thanks for coming back again. If it's your first time, please click on the subscribe button and your notification bell so that anytime I post videos, you get to watch them. I normally post videos every Sunday, depending on where you are. If you're in the US, 10 a.m. If you're in Ghana, 2 p.m., depending on the time difference. And you will never miss out on anything and that I have an information for. Today, I have somebody else here on the hot seat as usual, and she's gonna tell you all about herself. If you're a health worker, if you want to study abroad, this is what you should be watching. And if you're already studying abroad, you can relate to some of the things she's about to say. So, hi. Hi, Patricia, how are you doing?
Hi, I'm good. Yourself?
I'm okay. Welcome to my channel.
Oh, thank you.
Finally, good to have you here. I know we've been trying to do this for a while, but finally today it's happening. So how are you? How is everything going on with you?
Oh, everything is fine. I'm also good. Yeah, I'm,
Good.
no, I'm still in it, but yeah, everything is good.
Okay. Do you want to introduce yourself to my guest real quick?
Okay, so my name is Patricia Dumensa, and I'm currently a student nurse. So I'm studying nursing here in the US.
Okay. So fun fact before I forget. So Patricia and I have two things in common. No, now three things. So Patricia and I went to the same high school, Ola Girls Secondary School back in Ghana, whole Volta region. Then we proceeded together to University of Ghana, the best and premier University of Ghana, whether you like it or not. Then I am a nurse and Patricia is now in nursing school. So we have three things in common. And we happen to be in America now. So I think four, I guess. I'll just keep counting. Yes. So if I can remember very well, you did not study science in secondary school.
No, I was a general student.
Yes. So you want to talk a little about what you studied in University of Ghana and what you came to study in the US and how you ended up in nursing school. So please go for it.
Okay, so I was a general ed student back in SHS, and I studied literature, history, CRS, and I moved to the University of Ghana to study Bachelor of Fine Arts, which is music, dance, and theater arts. And then I later got a journalism certificate, a degree in journalism from the Ghana Institute of Journalism before I moved to the US to study communication. That's my master's in communication. So that's basically my educational background.
Okay. So you came to the US to do your master's in communication.
Mm-hmm.
How long was that program for? Is it a 1-year program, 2 years program? Did you get a scholarship? Did you pay fees for it?
Okay, so I came in to do a 2 years Master of Communication Studies, and it was a 2-year program. And I had funding from this department in which I had my communication studies with. So I was on funding when I moved to the US to do my master's. And yeah, that's basically what I would say concerning the communication background.
Okay. So you are now studying nursing in America. What informed that decision for the career switch? That's the big thing, being an art student, journalism, communication, switch to science, nursing. Why the big switch?
Okay, so after my master's in communications, I decided to switch to nursing because one, there is a demand for nurses in the US, and I thought that probably maybe I can fit in if I switch to do the nursing. So that's what made me change that career path to become a nurse. Yeah.
Okay. One thing I can say for sure about entering nursing school in America is that it is very, very competitive. You are not limited because you study visual arts or because you study general arts or because you do business, you cannot do nursing. There's nothing like that. So far as you have the interest and you apply and you get in, you can do it. Okay, so to get into nursing school, you have to get some prerequisites. You have to do some courses before, and that is a whole journey altogether. Do you want, yeah, congrats on that. That's a big deal. Do you want to tell me about the prerequisites, the exact courses, how long it took you?
Okay, so for my school, I can basically speak for my school, but I can't speak for the others too. But for my school, there is a policy here that you can be admitted into the nursing program as a second bachelor's, as in you can be admitted into the program for your second bachelor's. So in that case, there are certain prerequisites that you are exempted because you are coming in with another bachelor's. So if let's say you did bachelor's in say music or even bachelor's in English and you want to switch to nursing, there are certain prerequisites that the school will exempt you or waive so that you wouldn't do it. So I had a master's degree in communications, and that helped for certain prerequisites to be waived for me. And that helped me to be able to kind of, cut down the prerequisites I'm supposed to be doing, because in order to go or switch to nursing, if you don't have any science background, whatever you did in your other bachelor's might not necessarily count, especially me as a communication student. Whatever I did in my master's program, none of them counted when I was switching to nursing. So it means that I'm starting all over again. So it was that policy that held me for some of the prerequisites to be waived for me. Yeah. But for other schools, I don't know, but they also have their policies and how it works for them. Yeah.
So you got some of the prerequisites waived. Which ones did you do? Is it science, maths, chemistry, biology? Can you mention some of the courses you did?
Okay, so the actual courses that you have to do in order to enter the program is math, English, chemistry, A&P 1 and 2, I think nutrition, which one again, microbiology, organic chemistry, yeah. And there's another biology class I didn't forgotten. So you have to do almost like 4 biology classes before you can get into the program. But because I had, done masters, so I had to do chemistry, A&P 1 and 2, and then microbiology. Yeah, those were the 4 main prerequisites that my school made me do to be able to enter the program.
So what is A&P?
So A&P is anatomy and physiology. So okay. Anatomy and physiology 1 and 2. Yeah.
Okay. So how long did it take you to put all those courses together? A year, 2 years, months?
If you're able, if you're a fast learner, depending on how fast you are, you can take it. I am an international student, so sometimes taking courses or being in status depends on the number of courses that I pick. So as, let's say, a resident or a citizen, you can be taking 2 courses at a go, or even 1. If you think you're not too smart, you can be taking it 1 at a go every semester. But for me as an international student, I'm supposed to be taking courses of about 12 credits and above as an undergrad, or 9 credits and above as a graduate in order to be in status. So for me, I have to pack all of it. But it's just that some of the pre-nursing classes are such that if you don't take, say, you can't move to anatomy 1 if you haven't taken chemistry. So that means while you're taking chemistry, it's either you have to take other classes to add up in order to be in status. You get me? Yes. So unless you're done with chemistry, you can't move to anatomy 1. And unless you're done with anatomy and physiology 1, you can't move to anatomy and physiology 2. So again, as an international student, if you pick 1 and you're doing, you have to add other classes to it in order to be able to be in status to move on. Yeah.
Okay. So where can one find those classes to take? Is it like a school organizing those classes for you to take them and get your paperwork ready to go into nursing school? Where did you take those courses?
Okay, so for me, I took it definitely in school because, again, I'm an international student. But if you're a resident or a citizen, there are online classes that you can take. There are even private institutions that, help you take the pre-nursing classes to be able to even apply to other universities that help you with, that you can do your nursing program with. So I took mine in school because I am an international student and it's the school that is keeping me in status. So I had to take mine in school.
Okay. So you did take those courses after you finished your master's in communications?
Yes, yes, yes.
But in the same school?
Yes, but the thing is, I could have taken it alongside whilst I was doing the master's, but I think it was too much for me, so I just had to finish with one and then I moved to the other one.
Okay. So let's talk about somebody who just finished high school in America. The person is already in America and finished high school. What do they have to do? Do they have to take like a GED or SAT or something before? Do you know anything about the process for that person who just finished high school and lives in America?
So generally, everyone that finishes high school moving to the university has to take the SAT. So it's the SAT scores that will, move you into the university.
Okay.
So yes, you need that SAT scores in order to get to the university. And then when you enter the university, you will be, if let's say you're going into a nursing program, you'll be considered as a pre-nursing student. So that's going to be your major. Your major will be a pre-nursing student. So when you enter, then you start taking all those prerequisites. But because you're a high school student, depending on the school, the prerequisites are different. So depending on the school that you attend, that is how, well, depending on the prerequisite that the school has, will be the prerequisites you'll be doing as a high school student with no, let's say, bachelor's or anything for any of the prerequisites to be waived for you. I hope you get it.
Yes, I get it. It's a little complicated, but I get it. So it depends on the school. Then they will determine what courses you have to do to get into nursing school.
Yes, but remember that once you're a high school student, you wouldn't be waived. None of the courses will be waived for you. So that means you have to do everything. And most of the classes are most of the prerequisite classes for a high school student to be about 8, because sometimes they use 2 years. I think 8 is even too small. They use 2 years to finish most of the prerequisite classes. And don't forget that once you're a high school student coming in, the university also has courses that you have to take. It's more like, just to broaden your, kind of your understanding of, the world. So there are university classes that you have to take in addition to your prerequisite classes. But when you're entering the nursing program, only the nursing prerequisites are those that are counted as your GPA to enter the nursing program. So even let's say when you came in, you did a university class, you had an A, and then you did chemistry, and then you had a B. The A is not going to count. It's the B that's going to count for your GPA to enter the nursing program. So anybody who is coming in from high school, I will advise you that when you come in, take your prerequisite classes very seriously, because those are the ones that will count into the nursing program. None of your university classes will count.
Yes.
Not even your SAT will count for the nursing school.
Okay.
But you definitely need an admission first into the university before you can be admitted into the nursing program.
Oh, okay. Yeah, so this is a little different, but at least I remember back in University of Ghana, we had to do some requirements. Everybody did something. I can't remember what we did. Was it music or languages? Everybody had to do something to be able to graduate. Yes.
African studies and then language.
Yes, I think something like that. Okay. Yeah, because I know so many students that are in nursing school and they went through about 2 years of getting their prerequisites together before they were able to get to nursing school. Nursing school in America is very, very competitive. I have a friend who always says, you are very lucky you came in with I came in with my bachelor's because it's very competitive and it's very expensive too. So that brings me to the cost involved. Are you paying fees? Are you still under scholarship? And if somebody wants to pay fees, how much is a semester or a year for nursing school in America?
Okay. So again, I'm going to talk for my school. I don't know for other schools. And also the state in which you are. Sometimes the state in which you are also provides or then determines the kind of fees you'll be paying. There are some states, if let's say, if you're living in, say, Washington, D.C., nursing school in Washington, D.C. is going to be very, very much expensive compared to, let's say, if you're in New Mexico State nursing school. So for my school, I think the nursing program here, I wouldn't say it's cheap because it's expensive, but comparing it to the other schools, my school is cheaper. And one thing is, in nursing school, there are scholarships. There were lots of scholarships for everyone. Even most especially you being a resident or a citizen, there were lots of scholarships. All you have to do is put your essays together to be able to be competitive within the scholarship. And the school also provides scholarships for students. So again, you can be applying for the school scholarships as well as, let's say, the state scholarship or other companies. Sometimes the hospitals around the schools or within the city in which you live in also have scholarships for nursing students. So you have to be looking out for it. And one thing about my school's nursing program is that we have a student coordinator, and I think that most of their jobs is to look for scholarships for students. So we keep getting emails, scholarship here, scholarship there, we should apply for it. So there are scholarships within the nursing program. So that is the only funding that I believe when you're going to the nursing program will sustain you. If not, then it's basically you going for loan like federal loans, or maybe you're paying out of pocket. So yeah.
Yes. I know almost everybody who's schooled in this country has some student loans to pay. So yeah,
it's normal.
It has become a normal thing. Going to school is very expensive.
Very
So you are doing the Bachelor of Nursing. That takes 4 years, right?
Okay, so I think that's the myth people have that nursing school is 4 years. But nursing school itself, they add the prerequisite and then the nursing program together. So that makes it 4 years. But the program itself for my school is basically 2.5 years. Yes. But when they add the prerequisites and everything, someone who came in directly through high school will be doing about, say, 4.5 years, because it had to be 2 years of prerequisites and then 2.5 years of the nursing program. So again, I always tell people that it's a myth. People believe that when you go through, let's say, the community college nursing program, it's kind of easier, it's simple. Within 2 years, you are done. But for the bachelor's, it's 4 years. It's the prerequisite that has been added that makes the whole thing, 4.5 years. But the program itself is 2.5.
Okay. So I was going to talk about this, but you already mentioned it. So someone who goes to community college would do about 2 years?
Yes, it's 2 years for them. 2 years for the program itself, that's the nursing program, and then about a year for the prerequisites. So they might finish early within like 3 years. If they're able to finish their prerequisites early, like as in if they pack the prerequisites, they can finish quickly. They can even finish within 2.5 years. But if let's say they are doing it 1 or say 2, that is when it extends.
Okay.
Yeah.
So someone who goes to a community college and goes through those number of years will come out with an associate degree or what?
An ADN, yes, associate degree in nursing. Yeah.
ADN, right?
Yes.
Okay.
ADN.
So for that person to go and get the bachelor's, they would have to do a bridge program, correct? How long is that? 1 year, 2 years to get the RN, or depending on how many courses they do?
I know it's 2, but I'm not too sure, but I know it's 2.
Okay.
So imagine you went to the community college, you did say 2.5 years, and then you come back and then you come and do another 2 years for the bachelor's. Isn't it basically the same?
It's basically the same.
Yeah, so.
But people use the community college routes so that they can start working quickly and save some money and pay off some loans.
Yeah. I get them.
Yes. I think New York State, they have a law that as soon as you get your ADN, you have a number of years to quickly get your bachelor's. So most of the nurses I work with are studying or taking online classes. I think it's 16 months so that they'll be able to quickly get their bachelor's. It's a requirement for you to do it. They have a timeline. I'm not sure whether 1 year or 2 years, you have to get it. Yes, so.
I think now the entry level for most of the hospitals is going to be BSN.
Yes.
So if you are doing ADN, you have to start quickly. If not, a time will come, ADN to be booted out. I'm not saying booted out, but hey.
Yes, that is exactly what they are trying to do. They want everybody to have that entry level.
Yeah,
So
entry level to be BSN,
yes. So that must be a stressful journey for you. How is life as an international student?
Well, life as an international student, one, it's not easy. Leaving, home, your family and everything, and moving to a place where you don't kind of know someone. Even if you know someone, I mean, you can't be a burden on that person because that person also has his or her own problems. So I'll say life as an international student, it's not easy. But if you are determined, you know why you moved in, what brought you here, at least it's kind of, it eases that pain. And one thing about me is, I go to church. I'm always at church, not necessarily always, but I involve myself in church activity because I feel that's also a social support group for you to be able to go through this whole process or this whole journey. And then if you are a friendly person to make friends, I'm not really a friendly person. I'm mostly at home, either studying, sleeping, yeah, or maybe watching movies. If you're a friendly person, get friends that can also support you as an international student so that you can be able to go through the journey. Because trust me, it's really like it's stressful sometimes. It is really, really stressful. Yeah. Financially, emotionally, learning. It's a lot.
Yes. Life abroad is very hard. No matter how old you are, you will still miss out a lot. You miss family. It's very hard picking up your life, leaving your comfort zone, starting afresh at a new place where you know nobody. It's like you are restarting life. It's very, very, anybody who decides to leave their comfort home deserves some respect. I can't put it in words enough, but it's very hard. It is very, 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 very hard. You have to relearn everything from scratch.
True, true. And remember, the education system here is totally, totally different from our educational system back home. So, there are certain words that you use. You think, oh, let's say when you were at the university, you call your lecturer. I mean, the one teaching you, you call the person lecturer. But when you come here, the person is a professor. So you can't come and use lecturer over here. There are certain, you have to learn that language to be able to, fit in. Yeah.
So that brings me to my second question. How is life as a nursing student? You were not a nursing student, you were not a science student, but now you are coming to learn nursing and all this science and stuff. How has it been for you?
Trust me, oh my goodness. Sometimes, I come back from class and sit home and then I keep asking myself, so will I be able to be a good nurse? One, will I be able to be a good nurse? Because one, the vocabulary in healthcare is different. There is the total different vocabulary. If I'm talking to you and I'm like, oh, this person has maybe had a heart attack, sorry. That's normal English, but the medical term for that heart attack is cardiovascular, disease. So you have to learn certain things to be able to understand, this whole nursing thing. So sometimes when I come home, if I'm given an assignment, instead of me using, let's say, 2 hours for the assignment, I can be sitting on an assignment for like 6 hours because one, I'm Googling to even understand the medical terms within the assignment. Then I can put everything together to be able to work the assignment. I have to do a lot of Googling, looking for words to be able to come up with something. And one thing about me too is I like to get, say, A's in assignments. So I'm not really a person where I want to do something and just present it. No, I want to get it right. So I spend a whole lot of time working on something that I'm supposed to use 2 hours. So it's really tough. It's really, really tough.
I can imagine how it will be very, very tough for you. Nursing school is really hard. It takes me back to some 11 years ago. I say more than 11 years ago when we entered nursing school, We finished. I've been done for like 11 years. Exactly 11 years ago, I left nursing school. I can't believe it. Nursing school is very hard. And the medical language you have to learn. Yes. And the assignments and a whole lot. And you are doing it in a different, yes, the clinicals. And you are doing it in a different country. So it must be harder. So just imagine how hard it is for you as a student. My eyes are even teary. You can imagine how hard it is for me who lived in Ghana, schooled in Ghana, worked in Ghana for all these years, and came to America to start afresh and work in an American hospital and excel. As you already know, you and I have begun this journey for so many years from high school. I've known you for over 20 years. And we don't like to do things anyhow. We want to be the best. We want to get good grades. So I take that attitude with me to work. I want my patients to be comfortable. I want my patients to be happy. I treat them as I would treat my mom, my dad, or my siblings. So I have to, when I go to work and come back, I have a lot of research to do. Because number one, the environment is different. The gadgets are all different. The condition I came across today is entirely different. So I have to come now and teach myself about the condition and learn all about it before I can go back to work and help that patient. So it's like,
you know, the health field is such that I don't know, I can't put the years to it, but new technologies are coming. Every day, new researches are coming. So even let's take this whole COVID. Almost like every week, oh, we found this new variant. Oh, this one doesn't work. This vaccine doesn't work. It's the same thing you're going to meet at the hospital. It's the same thing you're going to meet when you start nursing. So imagine you are always learning. You are always on your feet learning. Yeah.
You are always learning. In one of my videos, I did a comparison between nursing in Ghana and nursing in America. You think you are just an employer. You've come back from home and you are done. You are not. There are so many online models that they upload on your account that you have to be doing.
Sure.
Let's say you learn how to insert a Foley catheter to help a patient. You come back home the next day, they've uploaded a model about a new type of Foley catheter is out, and we have to do a workshop and know how to use it. So you're constantly doing models. Every day, I have a pile of models to do. And you can't even do them at home. It doesn't count. You have to do them at work and use your work hours to do it. Meanwhile, you are so busy at work. So what time are you going to catch up on these models? You are constantly learning. So the nursing field, you have to be extremely smart to survive. And I think I would say I'm very proud of myself. For the first time, I'm acknowledging that on here, that I'm very proud of myself and my journey. To fit in such environment, I can tell you the first day I stepped foot on the unit, I was shaken out. All the girls look so intelligent. They know their stuff. They know what they are doing. And I'm here with 10 years experience or whatever at that time. And everything looked foreign to me. I was like a new grad from nursing school. I didn't know anything, but I was very eager to learn. I was very smart. My eyes were everywhere. When somebody's doing something, I want to go and watch. Then I ask questions. So I look and pick which of the nurses are friendly, are going to teach me. Then I come and watch YouTube videos, how to insert a Foley catheter, how to do this dressing. Every day I'm writing something down. So you are very glad, you're very happy and lucky to have me here. Any support you need, I promise I'll always help you out. People have done it. We're not the first people to be doing nursing in America. So we're going to be, we will excel. So I'm very, very proud of your journey. So I don't know if this will be able to, if you can have the answer to this question, but let's say somebody's in Ghana or outside the US and wants to go to nursing school in America. How would they go about it? Do they have to apply for a scholarship? Do they have to come and pay out of pocket? And remind you, we don't write SAT. So do you know anything about somebody coming straight from outside the US to come do nursing? What do they have to do? Do you know?
Well, what I know is, again, first you have to be admitted into the university. That is the first point, because every nursing school in this country is within the university. So it's the same process that you have to use to apply. It's the same process, I mean, you used to apply into a university. It's what you do, even if you're coming to do nursing. So again, get your SAT scores, make sure you do good in it so that you can be able to apply to a university here. Yeah, that's basically what I know.
Okay. So somebody has to apply to the university first before they get admission to the nursing school that is within the university.
Because when you come in, even if you're a pre-nursing student, you are seen as a normal student. It's just that you're considered as a pre-nursing student. Your major is pre-nursing, but you are seen as a normal student. Until you enter the program, you are not a nursing student.
Oh,
yeah. Until you enter the program, you're just a student. So it's the same process, just apply to your university. And then if let's say you're coming from a francophone speaking country, maybe you have to get your IELTS or maybe your TOEFL, depending on what the school wants, to be able to show that you have English proficiency.
Yeah, I know for sure that you also have to translate your transcript. If your transcript is in Spanish, Portuguese, Swahili, English, French or something, you have to translate it into English. And I know for sure that they'll have to verify your transcript verification to make sure your courses match the course requirements before you can even apply. Because recently I found out one of the verification companies, I think it's WES. I can't remember.
Yeah,
WES. I contacted them recently because I needed some information, and you have to translate your transcripts before you can use that transcript to apply for any program you want to go into.
More like an evaluation.
Evaluation, yes. Yes. So
everyone coming in from a different country kind of goes through that system. So even if you're coming in to do, say, communications, and then you have to evaluate your transcripts, you have to go through that WES organization to be able to have your transcripts and being evaluated.
Okay. So with your communications skills and all that you've studied, is it helping you in any way in the nursing?
Well, for now, I wouldn't say, because they are two different programs. And sometimes I ask myself, so where will I find communication within nursing? Maybe it's the skill that I'll find within nursing, because you will talk to patients. So you need communication skills to be able to talk to patients. One, when you're done, let's say you're done with your shift, you have to come in and chat. So you will need maybe communication to be able to chat. You need to write good English, good grammar for maybe the physician to be able to understand whatever you're writing. So yes, that skills, you will need it. But in terms of, let's say, the terminologies I learned in communications or the theories I learned in communications, I don't really see it in nursing. They are two different courses.
Yes, there are two different courses, but I think along the line, there's a course you should do. There's a course that will be coming up along your nursing career. It has communication in it, and there are certain verbiage or languages we use to communicate. There's a chain of command and chain of communication. If you want something, who you have to talk to first, you talk to your charge nurse will take it to the nurse manager, the nurse manager will take it. There's a communication chain, if that is something that would come up along the line.
I would say that's kind of the skills. The skills and communication, that you need in your career.
Yes. And also there are certain short phrases we use. There's one called SBAR, S-B-A-R, is an acronym. Yes, you need that a lot if you're transferring order. The doctor is on the phone giving you an order. You have to read back and make sure you got the order right. So there might be a little bit of it along the line. I am so afraid of furthering my education as an adult. You and I have had this discussion. So all my friends that are in school at this age, I'm so proud of you, because adulthood has become so hard, so stressful. You have a lot on your mind, personal issues, family issues. There's a lot going on in the world. There's social media distraction. You have bills to pay. So anybody in school studying at this age, I give you all the credits. I'm so eager waiting. I always say you guys should go when you get your graduation photos. Send them to me. I'll post them on all my social media.
But we are so waiting for you to do that.
I know. If I go if I would, I'm gonna definitely do the masters, and I'll do it for you because you've always been on my case to get it done.
Have to.
I have to get it done because the longer you wait, it becomes harder.
There's no time waiting. There is no time. Yeah. So you start doing.
Becomes harder. So I'll try very much and get it done. So guys, I hope you've enjoyed this session. If you have any comments, leave it in the comment section. If you have any questions, you can always reach out to me on my social media. I am Priscilla Kuma on Facebook. I'm Priscilla Kuma on TikTok, Instagram. I'm everywhere. I'm on Twitter. I'm on Clubhouse. Any app, I'm on Snapchat. So you just send me a DM and we'll talk about that. I'm very grateful for your time, Patricia. I know you have assignments to catch up on this weekend. Thanks for volunteering this information for us. And I pray that everything goes smoothly. You finish, you get your NCLEX done, get your license, and be a nurse in America. So anybody watching this, if you want to be a nurse in America, these are the tips that you need, and hope these tips have been helpful. Thank you very much. Any last words?
Well, just as you said I think in your introduction or something, like in America, everything is possible. It doesn't matter whether you were a science student or visual arts, home econs, everything is possible. So just be focused, make sure you do what you want to do, and you'll be successful. It's all about being focused and determined. Yeah.
Everything is possible. So far as you put your best foot forward, it's achievable. It might take long, but at the end of it, you will get it. Yeah, so I really, really applaud your journey. The career switch is a big switch. It must be hard for you, but yeah, definitely. I can't imagine. It's a different country and you're doing this so it's very, very hard. But hang in there. I believe you're gonna be doing it, and you'll be great at it. You'll be a good nurse. So don't doubt yourself. You'll be a good nurse. And hopefully we have you back on the hot seat another time if you have any information to share with us. Thank you very much for your time.
Welcome.
Bye-bye.
Bye.